Petrotrin reports $1.697 billion TT in operating profit. State-owned Petrotrin recorded an operating profit of $250.28 million US, $1.697 billion TT, in its final year before being shut down. These unaudited figures were recently presented to investors by Petrotrin's successor, Trinidad Petroleum Holdings Limited, TPH. As of the financial year ending September 30th, 2018, Petrotrin reported revenues of $1.045 billion, US $7.088 billion TT. The company's cost of sales was $195.45 million US, $1.325 billion TT, while gross profit stood at $849.75 million US, $5.762 billion TT. After deducting operating expenses of $600.47 million US, $4.072 billion TT, the company's net operating profit was $250.28 million US, $1.697 billion TT. These figures, however, do not include taxes, depreciation, or financing costs. Debate over Petrotrin's closure. The government strongly defended its decision to shut down Petrotrin, arguing that the integrated company and its refinery operations were financially unsustainable. This led to the termination of thousands of workers, and the government has since issued a new bond to refinance its existing debt. On the other hand, the Oil Fields Workers Trade Union, OWTU, consistently maintained that Petrotrin was a viable entity and that its struggles were due to mismanagement rather than worker inefficiency. Unanswered questions about Petrotrin's finances. Following these revelations, several key questions were posed to Trinidad Petroleum Holdings, TPH, including: can TPH confirm whether Petrotrin made an operating profit of over $250 million US in its last financial year? What was the net profit or loss for Petrotrin in 2018? Have audited accounts for Petrotrin been published, and if not, why? What was Heritage Petroleum's operating profit in its first 4 months? In response, TPH stated that audited financial results for Petrotrin and unaudited interim results for its other subsidiaries would be published by the end of May. Heritage Petroleum reports strong profits. Heritage Petroleum, the company that acquired Petrotrin's exploration and production assets, also posted an operating profit of approximately $565 million TT in its first 4 months of operations. In its pitch to investors, the company highlighted its profitability as of March 2019, despite recording a $25 million TT loss in December 2018, its first month of operation. According to unaudited figures, Heritage made an operating profit of $222 million TT in the previous month alone. Heritage's role in government revenue. Heritage Petroleum's Chief Executive Officer, Mike Wiley, informed investors that the company is projected to contribute 8.7% of government revenue. He emphasized that with proper management and sufficient investment, Heritage could generate cash flow to meet its financial obligations and repay Petrotrin's outstanding debt. Wiley also assured investors that Heritage Petroleum has significant reserves and strong production potential, with room for further growth. Petrotrin's oil reserves and valuation. As of September 30th, 2018, Petrotrin's proved and probable oil and gas reserves, 2P, were estimated at 223 million barrels of oil equivalent barrels. These reserves were further categorized as follows: 143.7 million barrels in proved reserves, with 110.9 million barrels actively producing, 15.7 million barrels developed but not producing, 17.1 million barrels yet to be developed. Wiley noted that based on current market prices and a discount rate of 10%, Heritage's proven reserves are valued at $1.6 billion US, while the combined proved and probable reserves are worth $2.3 billion US. Government applauds Heritage for tax payments. Finance Minister Colum Imbert publicly congratulated Heritage Petroleum for paying its taxes via Twitter, stating, Heritage Petroleum Limited today paid the Treasury $131 million TT in oil royalties. This was for the 3-month period January-March 2019. It's the first time our national oil company has paid its taxes in the last 3 years. Congrats to all involved. This statement highlights a significant turnaround, as Petrotrin had previously struggled with tax payments before its closure. In conclusion, the financial data and investor presentations reveal a profitable outlook for Heritage Petroleum, even as questions remain about Petrotrin's closure and the true financial position of the former state-owned energy company. While the government stands by its decision, critics argue that the closure may have been premature, given Petrotrin's reported operating profits in its final year. The upcoming release of Petrotrin's audited financials will be crucial in determining the full story behind the controversial shutdown.